In today's lecture, we are going to discuss what kind of styles can be applied to the list. So there are some properties which you can use. Here we are going to discuss few of the properties. First one is list dash style dash type. This is the name of property, list dash style dash type. Means the type of list. You can also specify type of list with the help of CSS. Type of list means whether the list is the bulleted list or whether the list is alphabetical list or Roman list. What kind of list you want to print, you want to display. So that for that purpose this property is used. First of all, here I will create a list. So for that purpose I am putting one heading, list of cities. Suppose there is a list of cities. So to create a list, here the tag which you can use is, first I am using UL. There are two tags you can use, UL and OL. UL stands for unordered list. So first we create unordered list. So to create an unordered list, we start with UL and end with close /UL. Inside this we add list items. So to add list item, the tag is li. So the city name, here you can add different city names. For example, here I am adding Pune city, then this more cities you can add. Mumbai I am giving, then Hyderabad, Chennai. So here these are the different cities. Here in this moment I am not using any CSS, and there is no CSS. Okay, I will remove all these things. No CSS is used. So in that case, this is the output. Now the type of list is unordered list. Here by default bullet is disk. This is the type of bullet which is disk. Now suppose you want to change the type. So for that purpose you have to give the type of list in UL. The type of list is suppose square. So what are the different types of unordered list? Unordered list types are, type is one of the attribute which already we have discussed in HTML. Same thing is here with using CSS properties. So there are three types of unordered list: circle, square and disk. So here for unordered list, the type we are changing. By default it was showing disk. Now we are changing to square. So let us see what happens. So this is the output. In output you can see the bullets are square. So what are the different types here? The values, first values you can give circle, then next value is square, and then next value is disk. So these three values can be used with unordered list. And with order list, the values you can use is upper dash Roman. First value is upper dash Roman, the next value is lower dash Roman, next value is upper dash alpha, and next value is lower dash alpha. So lower dash alpha means lower alphabet, lower letters. Upper alpha means upper letters. Lower Roman numbers, upper Roman numbers. And for numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, by default the numbers will come. But if you want to change the style type, so for that purpose these values can be used. So this is for this example in which we are creating an order list. So these are the different values. Let us see the order list. So suppose this list is order list. Tag for order list is OL, and the list item li tag will remain same. So by default it will come 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. But if you want to change the type, for example, change the type lower alpha. Okay, so the list style type is lower alpha. By default it was 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. Now we have changed the type for OL. So here also you have to make OL. Now the selector is this one. This tag OL has to be written. So for this particular order list, this list of city, the type is lower alpha. So here we have changed from numbers to lower alpha. So let us refresh the page. So here the output is ABCD, lower alphabet. So this is the these are the different values: upper Roman, lower Roman. Okay, so these values can also be used. Upper Roman, suppose we are using, so it will print the Roman numbers. So Roman number in uppercase. Now there is one more value which is available. That value is none. The value is none. Means what? None means suppose you don't want to set any style. Okay, sometime the style is there, list style is there. Why? What is the meaning of list style? The list having, whenever you display the list, you can see some by default some margin is there. Okay, and all list items displayed in new line. Okay, by default this type of setting is there. So that style is already there. But if you don't want any style, so for that purpose, or if you don't want any type, okay, by default this dot dot is also coming, some numbers are also coming. Okay, so this type is already there, that this style and this number, these things, formatting is already there. Now suppose you don't want to set any style or any type, so for that purpose this none value can be used. So here I will use the none value. Okay, now the list style type is none. Let us see what happens. Now the type is none and our list is OL list. So this type we are using. So let us see. So list is still there. There is some margin by default. Some margin is also there. Margin padding. These things is there, but the type is not there. There is no anything. No bullets. No numbers. Okay. So if you want to remove the numbers, so that is also possible. So with the help of this value, none value. So none is also there. Now suppose you want to remove the margin also. Here by default some margin is there. With the heading you can see there is no margin, but with the list by default margin is there, because here we are not using any margin property. Still margin is there. So that is default margin is set with the list. But you can also remove margin. So for that purpose you can use margin property, which already we have discussed. Margin is here, you have to write 0. Margin is 0 and padding is also 0. Margin padding, suppose you want to remove margin also by default. Default margin is there, but if you want to remove, so the margin and padding property can also be used. Okay, so list is there, but there is no margin, there is no padding, there is no numbers, no alphabet, nothing is there. So this kind of list can also be created. Okay, here you can see some new line changes are there. That means all list items are displayed in new line. You can also create list with that all items in single line. Means this property can also be changed. So that we will see afterward. Now at this moment we are just changing their type. We are just giving their type none, and we have removed margin and padding also. So this is the property. First property is list style type. Let us discuss the next property. Next property is list dash style dash position. List style position. Position means position of list items. For example, in this list, suppose this is a list, here I will remove, and here I will give the value lower alpha or lower Roman. Okay. So the one order list is created with lower Roman type. So here is the output. Margin is there, padding is there, and small lower means small Roman numbers are displayed. Here you want to change the position of list items. Position means what? So position means, for example, suppose this Hyderabad position you want to change. Position means either you can move for this direction, left side or right side. So that position can be changed. Means if you want to create a nested list, वन लिस्ट इनसाइड अनदर लिस्ट, एक आइटम के अंदर दूसरी आइटम। तो फॉर दैट पर्पस ये हैदराबाद थोड़ा सा आपको ऐसा राइट साइड मूव करके लिखना पड़ेगा। सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज पोजीशन। सो पोजीशन प्रॉपर्टी कैन बी यूज। सो हियर आई एम यूजिंग list style position property. After this, suppose you want to change position of Hyderabad. So where is the Hyderabad? What is the tag for Hyderabad? Li. So here you have to give Hyderabad, you have to use tag Li, and here you want to change the position of the third element, which is Hyderabad. Okay, so here list style position we have set. Now what is the value of position? How much position you can change? There are two values. One value is inside and another value is outside. Only two values you can give, inside and outside. So here I am giving inside because I want to change the position of Hyderabad from the current position to inside, means हैदराबाद थोड़ा सा इधर शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. But here what happens, there is some problem. Problem is here we have done li, and li is the tag which is for all the list. ये पूरी लिस्ट के लिए li है, तो ये पूरा मूवमेंट हो जाएगा. Each and every element will be shifted to inside. Let us see. Now I will refresh the page. ये पूरा सा इधर शिफ्ट हो गया सभी पूरा एलिमेंट. ओके, बट इफ सपोज आई वांट टू मूव ओनली हैदराबाद, तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? हियर आई हैव टू राइट li dot some name. Suppose here I am writing name is abc, li dot abc. abc का लिखने का मतलब यहाँ पे क्या है कि यहाँ पे मैं कुछ आइडेंटिफिकेशन लिखना चाहता हूँ. So for that purpose here there is one attribute that you can use. That attribute name is class. So this attribute can be used along with the HTML tag. तो class यहाँ पे मेरा क्या है? ABC. ये ABC और ये ABC मैच हो जाएगा. So which li I am talking about? I am talking about the li where class is ABC. जहाँ पर भी class ABC होगा वो चेंज हो जाएगा. So here I want to change Hyderabad, only this particular. So that's why here I have set one class attribute with a name. ये कोई भी name आप दे सकते हैं. So that name, the same name has to be there after dot. Okay, so only that particular list item will change. So let us see. यहाँ पे देखो हैदराबाद अंदर आ गया. Okay, and other elements are like that. So this kind of inside and outside you can use. अगर यहाँ पे मैं कुछ outside करता हूँ, outside का मतलब लिस्ट से आउट हो जाएगा, outside हो जाएगा. Okay, actually this start ये यहाँ से इतना मार्जिन इसमें देना पड़ेगा. लेकिन अगर आप inside के अंदर inside यूज करें उसके बाद एक outside करेंगे तो थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. So these are the two properties for the list. The same list style position can also be used with unordered list.